Hello my friends, I hope this video finds you well. Another week of being inside and recalibrating our whole businesses. I guess when we're heading into week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, we probably have to come to the realization that this is the new norm for us, because I think there's been a little bit of a honeymoon period around, this is a bit different, there's a lot of announcements, how's my business going to be affected by this? How's my family dynamic going to be affected by this? But by now, people are starting getting used to different communication methods, getting used to running their businesses in a different way, starting to think a little bit about how to run their business going into the future. But it looks like this is going to be here for a little while longer, and we're talking sort of probably the next couple of months at least. And what we need to start thinking about as leaders of our companies is, in times of destabilization or at times when there's a lot of disruption, the opportunity arises. And it's not just an opportunity for some magical idea that you'll see that nobody else will. It's an opportunity to reflect on something you're really good at, which is, I know my industry, I know my business, and I know the things that work and the things that don't work. So we've got to look at this as a two-stage process, which is, how do I have my business now adapt to this norm? So how we're living right now and for the foreseeable future. But also, am I willing to start exploring in times that I have outside operating my business? So while you're sitting at home, at nights, on the weekends, whatever that is now, because weekends probably have a completely different feeling than they did a month ago. But where are you spending your time still on the innovation part of your business? Because there's going to come a time where you need to start finding alternative revenue sources, not just because your current business might change form, but this really is an opportunity. And as business owners, remember when we started business, it was about finding an opportunity and believing that we could solve someone's problem. We could provide a service, we could provide a product because we saw that opportunity. So deep down somewhere, that's a muscle that you have, and it may not have been exercised in quite a while, because when we start out, we'll just do anything, and you probably can remember, we can do that, we can have that meeting, I'll talk to that person, I'll do that, I'll try that, and all this great energy that got you to your business where you could start making money. But then as we start to make money, we go, well, that's my business now, this is the same way I'm going to make money day after day, year after year. And we actually lose that entrepreneurial muscle because we don't exercise it the same way we did when we had a need for it, which was, I need to make money or I'm not going to be able to pay for my mortgage, my rent, my food, all these core essential needs. But this is an opportunity to reignite that entrepreneurial muscle. It's about getting your mind segmented to, my core business needs to run as well as possible. I need to do all the right things to make sure I do everything I can to not only get through, but still keep my employees, keep my salary, all these things going into the future. But for those of us that are entrepreneurial spirited, you now need to know or now need to think about, where can I take what I know, an industry I know, an opportunity I know, a community I know, and where can I see opportunities starting to arise? And these are everything from other people's companies that you might be able to assist, or you might be able to take over, or you might be able to help out, or people that decide they give up, that you might be able to go and speak to their clients because they're ideal clients for you. Or it might be a different delivery method, or it might be a different way of operating. It might be taking something you do really well in your business and licensing it to other businesses. There's so many different ways, but this is where that entrepreneurial spirit has to really reignite. And the real question is, why wouldn't you do it now? Why wouldn't you, at least when we're locked at home, why wouldn't you sit there and get a pad out and go, what if I was to redesign this now? What would I do? Because you've all got that muscle. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. But sometimes it's a little frightening to rethink about innovating because we feel like we're giving up on what we're currently doing, and that's not the case at all. This actually should be the way we operate a business as a leader. And as you start bringing people into your company, you'll have more time to think about innovation, trying things, doing things, and it may not even be in your core business. So I really want to encourage you, not only for the weekend, but the weeks coming, is take some time to I guess, reignite that entrepreneurial muscle. Have some fun with thinking about things. Have some fun with looking for opportunities. Have some fun with whoever you're there, talking about, hey, where is the opportunity for us going forward? What do I personally want to get out of my life from this point onwards? Where can we start looking at things that we never had time for? So I've put a little link down here below of a cool little video that's a little cartoon actually that I think you'll enjoy. But for those of you that are sitting there and you're feeling like, okay, I'm starting to understand how my business is going to be affected. I'm starting to understand how I need to operate in the next few months. I really want you to be bold. I really want you to be encouraged to just sit down, blank piece of paper, and start thinking and looking and just letting the brain come out with creative ideas of what you could do with not only your business, but with the opportunities coming ahead. Because as I've said before, we've got an absolute obligation to try and build the biggest, fastest companies that we can, because coming out the other side of this thing, we're going to need to create jobs, and it's going to fall on us SMEs, because we're the ones who are agile enough to be able to innovate quickly and start applying it into our community. So have some fun with it, enjoy being an entrepreneur again, use the time wisely, and have a great weekend.